Hello and welcome to another PolyPediaOnline video tutorial. This time it's all about colorful, stripy flower earrings. This earrings project is very easy to create and you can use any color, pattern, shape or technique when creating your polymer clay decoration to match any outfit you wear. Stripes are only one option. You can use your millefiori canes, kaleidoscope flowers, stamps, texture, anything will fit this design. The metal loops and mesh balls were purchased in a finding store, but you will be able to find them in any online or other stores as well. Don't limit yourself to this design. You can add other findings as well. Just make sure the earrings will not be too heavy on your ear. We will start by choosing our polymer clay colors to use in this project. I chose several colored sheets and lots of white clay. The white clay will be good to create a lighter striped sheet comparing to a darker one. Even though I will be using a lot of black and gray clay, it will look lighter thanks to the whiter shade of clay. I am rolling the sheets in various thicknesses. You can play with the design. Make sure your total stack is not thicker than 1 centimeter, or it would be difficult to roll it in the pasta machine later. The shape of your stacked sheets is important. You are aiming for a rectangle shape. The bigger the amount of clay you are using, the number of sheets, the bigger final stripe sheet you will get. If you need lots of stripes for a specific project, you will need a bigger size stack and you will end up with a larger striped sheet. You can make your rectangles even longer. I am playing with the colors of my sheets, creating several combinations. Each of these will end up as a separate striped sheet. I'm rolling the orange one to a thinner setting to match the other size of the sheets. When finished creating your stacks with the desired colors, roll each of your stacked sheets in the pasta machine to create a long, thin sheet. The stack is rolled in the thickest setting, number 1 on my Atlas machine. I do not recommend going to a thinner setting. You may lose the design inside the stack and the lines become almost invisible. I'm rolling all 4 of my stacks. We will start with the first sheet, cutting the edges and dividing the sheet into 3 or 4 parts widewise. You want to create thin stripes game. I'm cutting and stacking one on the other. This is the first one, cutting the other edge. You can use it for other purposes. This is the first one finished. Now doing the second one, again cutting the edges and the other edge, and you can use a ruler if it's easier for you. Divide it in half. Place one on the other and in half again. You can place them where colors do not meet or join same colors together. You will see what I mean in the black and white cane. This is the green one. And the black and white one. You can collect your leftovers and create a colorful striped cane and sheet from it. Dividing in half. But this time I'm attaching white to white and gray to gray. I like to create several striped skeins and sheets ready to use anytime I need them. This way, you see, we have a different result. The next step is to take scrap clay sheet and roll it very thin, about 7 or 8 in my pasta machine. Place it on parchment or wax paper and create a matching size piece. I'm measuring the height of the cane and cutting accordingly. I'm making some room and taking the first cane still working on the parchment paper, cutting a slice, and just before placing it on the sheet, I'm cutting the edges of the slice and of the cane. Now, I'm taking the striped skein and cutting it into slices. The slices can be thick or thin as long as you keep them on the same thickness. I'm placing each slice on the thin scrap sheet, one next to the other. The width of the scrap clay must match your pasta machine width. In the next step, we are taking this sheet and running it through the machine. I'm cutting my slices and continuing placing them on the sheet. You can flip the slices and place similar colors one next to the other. This way the stripes sheet will look interesting. Cutting the edge. Use a clean roller to flatten the slices before the sheet is inserted into the pasta machine. Peel it off the wax paper and roll it on the thickest setting like this, and then moving gradually until you reach a thin setting to create a thin stripe sheet. I'm going through number 6 or 7 in my pasta machine, but if you think the sheet may tear, you can stop before reaching this thickness. Back on the wax paper, and I'm cutting a piece of it to use for the earrings. You can keep your final stripe sheets on a wax paper for several weeks. After that, they may dry and tend to crack when working with it. I'm taking a piece of scrap clay rolled to the thickest setting of my machine and cutting half of the stripe sheet, placing it on the scrap clay, and then cutting around. Placing the other half on the back side. This way you will have colorful stripes from both sides of your earring decoration. Rolling with the roller to attach all layers together and running it through the pasta machine again on the thickest setting. Use a cookie cutter to cut shapes in your double-sided stripe sheet. These flowers will be the main decoration of your earrings. You can use several shapes so you can mix and match and have a different look every time. I'm using an additional clay sheet, orange one, rolled medium in my pasta machine. I'm cutting a circle. Small cutter, a camper cutter, will be good for this purpose. I'm placing each circle in the middle of the flower and cutting a hole with a smaller camper cutter. In this flower I placed only one orange circle on the front side, but you can also add another circle on the back side of the flower. Here is another example with different colors. Again, placing both sides on the scrap clay, rolling in the machine, and cutting with a cookie cutter. This time it's a different shape. For this flower I chose black clay from both sides of the flower and cutting the small hole using a round camper cutter. You can also use a bamboo skewer if you don't have the small round camper cutter, but make sure it fits your earrings. You can also add eyelets inside the round hole. Just make sure they fit the earring loop. You can use different cookie cutters to create different flowers and change your earring sets with every outfit you wear. Just match and wear. Just before placing in the oven, I'm using a coarse sanding paper to take away my fingerprints and to give it a nice finish. Bake according to manufacturer instruction, and then you can insert it on the earrings loop. I hope you enjoyed this class, and you're welcome to join all my other classes for more freebies and polymer clay tutorials. Thank you.